Assignment number 27 is area of figures. And there's a couple important things that you need to know. When you are getting the area of composite figures, really what you're just doing is you're looking at multiple shapes put together. So if we take a look at number one from your classwork, there's a rectangle and a triangle. So if you want to get the area of that composite figure, you get the area of the rectangle, you get the area of the triangle, and you add them together. Now, I've attached the reference sheet, which has the areas for different shapes, triangles, parallelograms, rectangles, squares, circles. You need to use a different area formula for each, okay? Each shape has a different formula, and that's why you need to make sure you're using the correct formula. That's why it's going to be so important to me that you are showing your steps. If we take a look at number one, you have two different shapes there. You have a rectangle and a triangle. So what I did was I showed my work by putting the area of the rectangle formula over here and the area of the triangle formula here, and then substituting the numbers. Now remember, since it's area is always measured in square units. So the area of the rectangle piece was 60 square meters. The area of the triangle piece was 21 square meters. So the area of the whole shape was the rectangle plus the triangle, 81 square meters. This is how you're doing all of the problems. You identify the shapes, and then it's just those same three steps from the four. Formula, substitute, label, evaluate, solve, okay? And then the only difference is now, because it's composite figures are just two or more shapes put together. So you get the area of each shape and add them up. So this would be the answer for number one. Let's take a look at number two and see how that's different. Number two is a semicircle and a square. A semicircle is half the size of a regular circle. So use your regular pi r squared and then just divide by 2 at the end. So pi is 3.14. The radius is 6 squared, and then divide by 2. So I put that all in on the calculator, and it rounds to 56.5 square yards. The other shape was a square. The formula for a square is side squared. So the sides were 12 and 12. 12 times 12 is 144 square yards. To get the area of every composite figure problem, get the area of each shape that you see, and then add them up. The area of the semicircle or the half circle is this. The area of the square part is this. So the total area of that composite figure is 200.5 square yards. Number three is a parallelogram and a trapezoid. The formula for area of a parallelogram is base times height. The formula for area of a trapezoid is 1/2 multiplied by the height multiplied by the sum of base 1 and base 2. Now, I'm just going to tell you the truth here. This is something that you have learned in 6th grade and probably 5th grade. Being able to get the area of these two-dimensional shapes is not new. What makes it 7th grade is that it's composite figures and you're adding them together. You do not have to memorize any of these formulas. If you have the ability to print, you should print out that reference sheet. If you don't, you should write it in a notebook so that every time you can look at a shape and see, oh, that's a trapezoid, that's the formula. That's a parallelogram, that's the formula. That's a circle, that's the formula. That's really important to this lesson and this whole week, really, is you being able to identify what shape am I looking at and what formula do I need to use. I can't stress that enough. Now, this was, like I said, it was a parallelogram and a trapezoid. So I used the formulas. The base and the height make a 90-degree angle. So you're looking for that 90-degree angle. So that was a 10 and a 5, 50 square centimeters. The height, okay, made that 90 degrees, 6. And then the two bases, the bottom and the top, were 14 and 7. Half of 6 is 3. 3 times 21, 63 square centimeters. Add them up because the area of composite figures is the area of each shape added together, and you get a total area of 113 square centimeters. Number 4 was just two triangles, so they had the same formula. I plugged in the bases and heights that made 90-degree right angles, and I got the total area is 21 square feet. Number 5, I apologize for the handwriting, but it's two semicircles, So you just get the area of the circle and then divide by 2 because a semicircle is half the size of a real circle. And if you noticed here, I didn't explain this yet, but what I'm doing at the top is I'm letting you know where I'm getting the figure from. So this is area.
The variable against the equation.
So the area of the semicircle.
I thought Jan was in here.
Okay, the area of the semicircle is pi r squared divided by 2 because the semicircle is half the circle. And so this part at the top is me showing you what shape I was getting the area of. I'm getting the bottom circle that had the 6 in it, and then I'm getting the circle that was at the top that had the 5 in it. That's what these little drawings have been for all of the problems. So again, the whole idea is you get the area of each piece and then you add them up, and that's how you get the total area. Today's lesson is just a bunch of area problems and then you add them up at the end. The part that makes it challenging is you're going to be using a lot of different formulas and you have to be making sure that you're substituting the right way. Luckily, if you really need the help, you can just copy my work as you go. And then if any shape doesn't make sense to you, like I don't know what shape this is, or I don't know what the height is, I don't know where the base is, reach out to me, email me, or make a comment on the lesson directly, and I'd be happy to help. I'm here to help you if you need it. So number 5 is 23.9 square centimeters. Number 6, what makes number 6 different from the other 3 problems? Excuse me, from the other first 5 problems is that there are 3 shapes. There's a trapezoid and 2 rectangles. So I just need to write the correct formulas, trapezoid, rectangle, rectangle, substitute the correct numbers. 5 was the height, 9 was the first base, 14 was the second base. I got that by adding 4 plus 6 plus 4. Then there's the area of the trapezoid, the area of the long rectangle going down, the area of the rectangle going across. It's the same idea. The area of composite figures is the area of each shape added together. So add them all up and I get a total area of 261.5 square inches. I just want to take a second and show you something. This is what I've been doing for all of these problems. I've been looking at the picture and then I identify the shapes and then I just put the formulas in. Look at all of the work I've done. I don't even know what the numbers are yet. I just looked at the picture real quick and I saw, oh, there's a trapezoid and 2 parallelograms. I didn't even look at the numbers yet, and look at everything I was able to set up. I looked up my formulas. I plugged them in for the first line of work. I set up my second step so that I'm ready to do substitution. I have a little plus sign here because I know I have to add the 2 bases. And then I'm using parentheses to remind myself that I'm multiplying. And then I even have my areas labeled in square meters. Look how much you can set up. And if you get stuck today and you need help, I want you to try and at least get this far. Identify the shape, write the formula down, because you know me. You know if you say, Mr. Donegan, I don't get how to do number 3, or I don't know how to do number 5. The very first thing I'm going to say is, well, what shape was in the composite figure? And then you'll have to type back, oh, there was a rectangle and a triangle. And then I'll be like, okay, so what formula should we be using? So let's jump ahead of that part. You get what I'm saying, everybody? Come to me with this. And then if you can't identify a shape, tell me that. If you don't know what formula to use, tell me that. If you're having trouble substituting, you can tell me that, and I'm here to help. But try and do everything that you can to make your questions specific to exactly what you need help with so that we can help you as fast as possible. So now that I have this all set up, now I just need to go back to the picture and look for those 90-degree right angles, because base and height make a 90-degree right angle every time. So now this is with the numbers filled in. 1/2 times 8, 17 plus 14. I got that from doing 7 plus 7, that base. Then I got 124 square meters for the trapezoid. Both of the parallelograms were the same size. They had the same base of 6 and the same height of 14. And then 84 and 84. Added up the area of all 3 shapes and got a total area of 292 square meters. Surprise! Number 8 you are allowed to skip, and number 9 is a bonus. You get extra credit of 5 points to your lowest quiz grade if you show all your work and get the correct answer to number 9. I will not be posting the answer to that. You'll have to try it on your own because it's for extra credit. Okay, everybody. So that is our lesson for today. It is area of composite figures. You identify the shapes, use the formulas from the reference sheet, and then it's formula, substitute, solve, and label. And make sure that you add the areas of each of the shapes together to get the total area. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. Good luck and have a great day, everybody. Bye.